Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Carollo's Corner. That's allaboutsports.com. It's allaboutScores.com. I have the head coach of the Willingboro Chimeras, Mr. Kenny Scott. Ken, thanks for coming on the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Joe.
No problem. I was telling you before we started talking, your program might be the best, silently the best program over the last 5 or 6 years. I've been looking at, following you guys a little bit over the last half a decade, and there's been championship appearances, a streak of like 5 years straight doing this. And I don't think you guys get as much press coverage as a lot of these other teams do. If you, before we get started on this year's team, give me a briefing on you guys from 2021 till last year.
I've been privileged to come in. Kudos to Coach Stephen Everett and what he was able to do during that time span that you mentioned in terms of the success that they had. So I'm able to come in and to a program that has that pedigree of success that you speak of. Since 2021, they've been able to get deep into the playoffs year after year, consecutively competing deep into the playoffs for sectional championships in Group 2 with Coach Everett and that staff during that time. So I'm very fortunate to come into a team that not only has that pedigree, but the kids are tough. They work hard. We're just trying to continue to get back. There's been some attrition with recruiting classes graduating, but I'm glad to come in and be able to coach with the Chimeras in this town. There's a lot of pride in this town.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, there's been a few sectional championships mixed into that. And like I said, you guys don't get the love from the press that a lot of teams do. So I just wanted to give you guys that real quick. Tell us about this year's team. What do you have coming back? What are we looking to expect?
So this year, this is a year, like as I just mentioned, we graduated about 12 or 13 seniors last year, of which the majority of those guys were key contributors for us. So I come in with the year, my work cut out for me and my staff cut out for us is, we come back with 4 returning starters on both sides of the ball. A host of sophomores and juniors that are first-year varsity guys. They've worked their tails off in the offseason. We make no excuses for our youth. We have a schedule that is a gauntlet. It's a very strong gauntlet.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. I was looking at that the other day. It looks brutal. I'm sure you guys will be up to the test. But go ahead, finish what you were saying there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very over the last 3 years. This is going into my 3rd season with this program. We've been fortunate to get into the playoffs, and guys have been competitive and working hard. So I'm just putting my spin of my branding on the football program. Like I said, Coach Everett, his staff, they were able to have some success, and I'm just coming right along to continue along that success and continue along that rich tradition.
Awesome. So during this journey, so you're looking at kind of a rebuild, you're saying, to a degree.
I wouldn't call it a rebuild. I just call it some growing pains here.
Gotcha.
Continuing to get these guys. They're inexperienced, but not talented. They work hard. So, we fully expect to be right there in the thick of things when it comes down to postseason ball.
Awesome. We'll get to postseason in a minute. Your regular season schedule, if you want to run that down and tell everybody this gauntlet that.
So we're right out the bat. Group 4 opponent, we're Rahway Week 0. The following week after that, we go into some of our in-conference schedules with West Defford. West Defford, as you know, was a couple possessions shy of getting into a sectional final last year in Group 2. Then we go Burlington Township, who was deep into the playoffs in the semifinals in Group 3 last year. So that's a crosstown rival. Coach Everett and that staff over there. We jump in from there. You have Paul 6 on the schedule. You have Glassboro. As you can imagine, that team Glassboro, they're getting those guys back at the right time. So it's a tale of 2 teams. So we got to work cut out with that. You got Haddonfield on the schedule, which is a sectional champion, or we played the sectionals versus Camden last year. Dell ran deep into the playoffs in Group 2 last year as well. So, yeah, as I mentioned, it is playoff atmosphere football from the week 1.
Every week.
Yeah.
I noticed Dell ran in Cinnamon. So you have your neighbors, which I love that. I like, the West Jersey Football League was formed for many reasons. As you know, there wasn't really equal scheduling in a lot of the smaller conferences, but I love when they have a chance to get these old time rivalries back. And you get your 2 neighbors right to the south of you, if I have my geography right. What do you Any of these teams on the schedule, I've been asking every coach this. It's a new question. It's just funny. Give you a little background. I ask everybody, what's the biggest game on your schedule? That's the next one. All right. So is there any team that's unique you haven't played in years or you never played before that just you're looking forward to just because it's different for some reason?
I don't think it's any one team. We have a lot of respect for the opponents that we play. But every team has their unique talent. One week we're playing against a spread team. Next week we're playing a wing T team. So at the end of the day, I don't think that any team is super circled in terms of who I haven't seen or been able to compete against. I think everybody has their own pedigree and they're worthy of their respect.
Awesome. When we get into some of the kids, what do you so who are you looking at in your Group 2 school? Classification just came out the other day. Who are you looking for in Group 2 to be the big dogs that you got to get through to get back to where you guys were?
I mean, you can never when you think of Group 2, you got to think about Rumson, Fairhaven. You got to think about Point Pleasant, Barrow. You got to think about Haddonfield, which is right there in the thick of things. Coach, he's always has that team ready to go. Del Rand's coming along over the last few years. It is weak. There is not one weak opponent in Group 2. There's a lot of misconceptions about Group 2, but it's very loaded.
No, it's loaded. Yeah, no doubt. You have a lot of these Central Jersey schools too. You had mentioned Rumson, Fairhaven, Point Pleasant, Borough, amongst others. Then your traditional.
Oh yeah, Glassboro's right in there too. So
we forget that. It's loaded. I don't know who Kenny. I don't know who has a misconception about Group 2. That's a loaded boat right there.
Yes.
Before we go, tell us a little bit about the 2026 Willingboro Chimera team.
Willingboro Chimera team. It will feature some of the kids. You got Yasin Holt, who's a 2-year starter for me. He'll come back and he'll shore up some of our skill positions. Devon Dickey, who he's named as our QB1 this year, is a first-time-year starter, so he's going to be a junior at quarterback this year. Omar Messon was another running back for us who's going to be a feature back for us. You have a number of players. Brandon Loving on the offensive line, who is a 3-year starter there. Jalen White, he's going to shore up some of the guys in the trenches for us. So, I mean, these guys, just to name a few guys that stand out, Torrance Skyers, a senior linebacker who's going to be good for us this year, who stands out. Again, we have a good mixture of guys who were starters for us last year, who play with some experience, but also some newcomers that are definitely counted on to wear some big shoes right now. So, yeah, we're anticipating a good season.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they have a good mix of youth and experience, which could be good. The younger kids learn from the older kids, as you know, and you guys could be right back there, where you've been. Like I said, your program's in a really good spot right now these last 5 years, and sounds like you can keep that train rolling.
Absolutely. Over the next few years, you'll see Barrow. Even this year, over the next few years, you'll see us right there in the thick of things. And, kudos to my coaching staff and the work that they put in with these guys day in and day out. So, yeah, we're looking forward to another successful year.
Awesome. And hopefully get to see you guys at least once or twice this year. I'll go over your schedule as soon as the season starts, try to pick where I'm going. And I try to get everywhere, at least a little bit, to see everybody. And I want to wish you personally best of luck this year. Keep that momentum going. And I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks a lot, Joe. I appreciate the time.
Good luck next season. Everybody, again, Joe Carolla with Carolla's Corner. And it's allaboutsports.com. It's allaboutschools.com. See you next time.